Towering over Broadway in Galveston, Texas, Bishop's Palace stands as an iconic mansion unlike any other. Also known as Gresham's Castle, this Victorian-era masterpiece has seen the rise and fall of fortunes, the aftermath of natural disasters, and the evolving purpose of a home that has become one of America's most celebrated architectural treasures. Hi everyone, Ken here. Today we are touring one of the most requested mansions on this channel. Hit that subscribe button and let's explore this house. Walter Gresham, the man behind this stunning edifice, was a figure of immense influence. Born in 1841 in Virginia, Gresham's life followed a trajectory marked by determination and triumph. After graduating from the University of Virginia in 1863 and serving in the Confederate Army during the Civil War, he relocated to Galveston, Texas. By 1867, he had passed the bar and established a successful law practice. His legal prowess, coupled with his political aspirations, led him to roles as Galveston County District Attorney and later as a member of the Texas legislature. In 1887, Gresham commissioned esteemed architect Nicholas J. Clayton to design a home that would reflect his status and vision. What emerged after 6 years of meticulous construction was a 3-story, 19,000 square foot artisan marvel adorned with intricate carvings, towers, and all set below a steep roofline. The home was constructed entirely of stone, Texas granite, sandstone, and limestone, and its formidable structure would later prove its worth by withstanding the devastating hurricane of 1900. As we begin making our way toward the front door, we'll pause to take a quick look at the floor plan. All the public rooms are arranged about a central hall that later expands as we near the grand staircase. Let's see how this plays out. Passing through the vestibule, we arrive in the entrance hall, finished floor to ceiling in rich woodwork. Straight ahead is the grand staircase, one of the most iconic and recognizable in the United States, for its fireplace which feeds into the landing. Looking straight up from this point, a hand-stenciled octagonal dome soars above stained glass windows. We'll see more of this when we head upstairs. Had we turned to our left when we first entered the house, we would have ventured into the parlor. Here we find a massive bay window beyond a colonnade, as well as the fireplace's upper mantel towering towards the coffered ceiling. We don't have to imagine how this room would have been decorated as we peek back through time in this old photo. Towards the rear of the room, we'll make our way below this grand archway to find the music room. The type of wood changes in this room, lightening up the atmosphere and introducing a creamy damask wallpaper framed by pilasters. In the past, music would strum from the harp as guests mingled about during one of the Gresham family's many parties. Let's return back to the entrance hall and make a right this time. Here we find the library wrapped with half-height bookcases and topped by murals. If we could look around the corner more than 100 years ago, we might find Mr. Gresham seated in the tower's alcove. The library opens up into the dining room, where we immediately face a grand, built-in hutch. Not much has changed here over the passing decades. After snaking through the butler's pantry, we come across the kitchen, where the family's staff would have prepared their every meal. While we could take the maid's stair, I'd prefer us to cut back through the dining room and make our way back to the grand staircase. As promised, we'll make our way up slowly so that we can really take in the details. At the landing, we look up to find a stained glass window and notice for the first time just how deep the casing is. Turning around, we peer out between heavily embellished newel posts to look back down the entrance hall. Then we look up to see the octagonal dome in all its glory, with sunlight piercing through in the center to illuminate the way. Arriving at the top of the stairs, we find busts of human faces, along with lions' heads looking down on us from above. And as we back into the sitting room, we get yet another visual treat of all the architectural elements coming together in harmony. This is a good place for us to reorient ourselves and view the floor plan for this level before heading over to the chapel just to the left of the sitting room. As we enter the chapel, we face a stained glass window and find religious themes worked into the details. Gresham passed away in 1920 in Washington, D.C., and 3 years later, the house was sold to the Roman Catholic Diocese of Galveston, Houston. Renamed Bishop's Palace, it served as the residence for Bishop Christopher Byrne. In 1963, the diocese opened the house for public tours, transforming it into a cherished historical site. Then more recently, in 2013, the Galveston Historical Foundation acquired the property, embarking on extensive renovations to restore it to its original grandeur. Today, Bishop's Palace is recognized as one of the finest examples of Victorian architecture in the United States, which can be visited by the public. Which part of Bishop's Palace was your favorite? Let me know down below in the comments section. And while you're there, make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an exciting episode of this house.